Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Dimitri Johnson, and you're listening to MMALatestNews.com.
It's time to roll, baby.
This is Knows MMA.
Big weekend in the world of mixed martial arts coming up. UFC 242 is unlike any other event we've seen lately. It's special for a number of reasons, one of which, of course, being the headlining fight to determine the undisputed UFC lightweight championship. Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Dustin Poirier, it's a big deal, and it most certainly has that big fight feel as we lead into the weekend. After all of these years of the lightweight division being in complete disarray, this Saturday order will be restored in the sport's most talent-rich weight class. This highly anticipated affair between Poirier and Khabib has the fans buzzing, and it's based on nothing more than the stylistic matchup between two competitors. There's no phony or disingenuous trash talk here. It's not needed. There's been nothing but respect shown between these two fighters, and that type of build-up has a whole different kind of intrigue to it. Fans basically just want to see if Poirier is going to be able to avoid the takedowns, or at the very least get up if taken down. Or if Khabib's going to go in there and do what he's done time and time again and put that elite level grappling on display en route to a dominant and brutal victory. This fight feels special, large in part because it truly is. This fight marks the first title defense of Khabib's career and Poirier's first undisputed UFC championship title shot. And this is coming at a time when these two world-class talents are at the top of their game after already having long and storied careers. It's times like this that start to make me think that the pendulum is starting to swing back the other way in terms of fight promotion and these fabricated personas we're seeing in this day and age. You'll hear murmurs of Conor McGregor's name here and there this weekend just by default. But there is just only so long these out-of-the-cage antics can be kept up. The reality is that McGregor just isn't in the picture now, and it's really starting to show as the profile of other lightweight standouts continues to grow. If this contest wasn't special enough, just based on the enthusiasm to see if Poirier can be the one to hand Khabib his first loss, UFC 242 is taking place in the capital of the United Arab Emirates in Abu Dhabi. Where do I even begin? Perhaps with the fact that an entire arena is being constructed solely for the purpose of this event. And this event only. Sounds crazy, right? This isn't even the first time it's happened. Back in 2010, with the UFC's first visit to Abu Dhabi at UFC 112, they did the exact same thing when they built a breathtaking arena for the event, only for it to be torn down and taken away as soon as it concluded. The fact that princes, sheiks, and presidents will be in attendance is pretty damn compelling. You have some of the wealthiest and most powerful human beings in the Arab world showing up to watch the fights, the same way you and I or anybody else does week in and week out. I think that very fact alone speaks volumes about where this sport is and where it can go. It's assumed the vast majority of the support from the crowd and attendance will be for the champion, Khabib Nurmagomedov. I'm certainly no authority on the subject, but from most accounts I'm seeing of it, Khabib's one of the most famous Muslim athletes in the world right now. And whether you're sitting in attendance cage side or if you're in the Midwest United States of America and watching at home, like all other major international sporting events, this fight's going to bring us all together, and that fact alone needs to be celebrated. But all that feel-good stuff aside, we're going to get to see what happens when Dustin Poirier gets locked in the cage with Khabib. No matter what the result is and how it goes down, I just get the feeling that this one is going to be fireworks. I was really surprised to see the Vegas odds on this fight. I was surprised because while I expected the Diamond to be a betting underdog, I did not expect it to be by such a wide margin. With Khabib checking in at a minus 450 favorite and Poirier at a plus 325 underdog, it seems like the odd makers aren't giving Poirier a chance, which I think is crazy, because the fact is Poirier has a great chance to win this fight. I'm not flat out saying he is going to win it here, and I hate coming to you guys undecided on fight picks, but for me, this is one of those ones that you just have to reserve judgment for up until the weigh-ins at least, perhaps even the walkouts. But I'll be damned if he doesn't have a solid chance at dethroning Khabib. The main fight that comes to mind when I think of this possibility is Khabib versus Al Iaquinta. Granted, I know there are factors in that one that likely led to the overall performance, but the reality is the vast majority of the time Iaquinta managed to avoid the takedown, or at the very least get up and go on to win a lot of the exchanges on the feet. If Poirier is able to implement this same sort of fight and keep the contest upright for a similar amount of time, that bodes very well for his chances. No disrespect to Iaquinta, but Poirier's striking is far more sophisticated. There are striking defense things that Khabib was able to get away with Iaquinta that he will not be able to get away with against Poirier. And while if Khabib can get Poirier down, it'll be his fight, it's proven that Khabib can get hit. We've seen him get wobbled against Michael Johnson and in the fight versus Iaquinta. Either way, this weekend's card has a big event feel, and make no wonder. The UFC is returning to Abu Dhabi for the first time in 9 years, and to put off such a giant event in that part of the world is a big deal. And the fan base is starting to feel it more and more as we edge closer to Saturday night. So be ready and be present in the moment when these two make the walk, because it's going to be a historical fight on a historical night. The winner of this one will officially be on top of the world.